Good morning. I'm Ebony McMorris, and these are your top stories.
Broward County, Florida school officials and police have teamed up with the NAACP to break the school-to-prison pipeline. Even before the baby boomers, traditionalists, the baby boomers, Generation Xers say, you know what, let me go back and reevaluate how we can bring this country back to our core values and how to also incorporate others. Adams Morgan Day Festival attendees are being cheated this year, while you may not hear some of the bands that you've heard in previous years. When the youngsters arrived here at Columbia Park Elementary School, most of them thought it was just a typical Friday, but for one second grader Darius Thomas, there was a surprise in store. I'm here at the Seafarers Yacht Club in Washington, D.C. to celebrate the 103rd anniversary of one of the oldest African-American yacht clubs. But it's not just about food and fun. They're here to raise money to help keep boating affordable for everyone. These four boat clubs are within sight of each other on this river. They now share something other than the banks of the Anacostia. They all face change, coming like a slow train on these nearby tracks. It started with the river itself. It's in better shape than it used to be.
We call it rebirth because it's coming back. We want to be an integral part of that.
We've got some really exciting things planned, at least for this part of the river.
You might say what's happening here on the river is parallel to what's happening on land, with the same challenges of change without displacement. But the river also faces the same issues that plagued the period when tall ships plied these waters under sail.
And we're having some challenges with some of the silting in of the river, so we're losing our water.
They've been appealing to the Army Corps of Engineers for that. They're responsible for the channel, the river wall, and other aspects. Their challenge? Maintain the character of these clubs. Seafarers, for instance, came to be out of the efforts by Mary McLeod Bethune to see that black boaters had a place when they weren't welcomed or allowed at other city marinas. Washington Yacht Club has been here since the early part of the century. So have others. On this day, Seafarers and the Yacht Club are celebrating with fish fries and celebrations of their histories. In the future, they'd like to be able to motor in, regardless of the tide, and be able to take those fish in from the same river they're celebrating. However, those days aren't here yet.
Absolutely. We want to swim in this river, water ski, fish, everything.
On the Anacostia, Ebony McMorris.
Folks, time for headlines now with Ebony McMorris. And Ebony, in New York, we've got elections there, again, all across the country. It's going to be a busy day for voters.
A very busy day, and we will definitely be watching and bringing you more information. Well, New York City mayoral candidate Bill de Blasio says if he wins the mayor's race today, he will continue to fight to curb New York's stop and frisk laws.
Millennials, we can try to reach out more to baby boomers and teach them.
Do you do it?
I could do a better job.
And do you want it? Grambling State University's football team got back on track this weekend with a 47-40 win over Mississippi Valley State. This is the Tigers' first win in 18 games.
You ever have that feeling like...
Do you feel guilty that you're not married?
Good question.
You know what? We got to take a break.
Okay.
That was really getting good because I felt a little tension going on. Sorry. But up next, we'll stay on this a little bit and also to talk about millennials and technology. Are they obsessed or simply adjusting to the times? And privacy. How much of your personal life do you post online? We'll be right back. But of course, first, let me just take a selfie. Come on, y'all. Let's take a selfie.
All right.
All right. Cheese. They're at home, but he's not spending time with you.
Right.
His mind is consumed,
just
and
know
I
where
think
he
that's
is.
the problem that people have.
Yeah.
Sometimes games can take you into a fantasy world, and we have cases all the time when we read about people who've been watching a game, kids are involved in a game, and all of a sudden they play that out in real life. That may be the extreme, but either way, if you're going to do it, anything that you do it responsibly. Thank you, Roland. Well, the government is cracking down on abusive debt collectors. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has proposed new restrictions that include how and when bill collection calls can be made. That's a wrap. So that's all the time we have for this edition of The O. Thanks to our panelists for joining us today. I'm Ebony McMorris. Catch you next time on The O.